How many bank accounts do you have right now? Let's be honest, ladies. Because for most women that I talk to, you guys usually have just 2 bank accounts. Maybe the checking account and the savings account. The checking account is probably where everything goes to, and you just hope that you have something left at the end of the month. And that singular reason is a major reason why it feels like wealth is far away. Because there is no system, there is no structure, there is no intention. And whereby there is no system and there is no structure for your money to be able to grow, wealth would seem far away. You would receive money, you would work multiple shifts, you would get resources, you do side hustles, you do businesses, but you cannot be able to give account of what you spend the money for. You just probably look at your tax receipt at the end of the year and you know that about 100k passed through my hands this year. What did I use the money for? You can't be able to give proper account. So today, I'm going to be giving you 5 bank accounts that every woman that is listening to this video right now, if you are serious about building wealth long term, you need to have 1 to 5 of this bank account at least over the next 6 months to 1 year. I'm going to explain to you what it does, how you can actually fund it, even if it's starting with very little. Because the problem with most of us is that we want to wait till everything is all rosy before we start. That's not how you build wealth. So before we go ahead, I want you to comment right now in the comment section, how many bank accounts do you have? Be honest. Let's get right into it. The first account is what I call your command center bank account. Now, your command center bank account is what you people normally call your checking account. Basically, this is your main checking account and your main spending account. This is basically where your income lands. So you're receiving a paycheck from your place of work, your business fund. The rule is money does not stay here. Money gets distributed to other sources from here. So basically just see it like a depot, right? Everything comes here and it gets distributed. So it's like a distribution center. So think of it like a receiving dock. Money comes in, it gets sorted and it moves to where it actually belongs. So your checking account is not where you wrap up a whole lot of money. It's not where you begin to stack up money and just keep it there hanging, wasting away. No, that's not what you do. From your checking account or your command center account, that is exactly where you actually get other things sorted out. So usually keeping this account lean and purposeful stops the habit of spending. Something usually happens sometimes, especially to people, women entrepreneurs. This thing of the moment you have a high cash month, let's say you were constantly having 10k months and suddenly this month you just went to 50k. Now, from what I've seen from experience, usually then they have that 50k month, they can't sustain it at that momentum. Usually because your nervous system has not been built to be able to hold that capacity. So things or natural things, that logical things will begin to happen that will want you to spend that money. You begin to have fear of missing out. Suddenly that thing that you were eyeing on Amazon before is on sale and then you want to purchase it, you want to buy it. All of those temptations are going to be there, and usually happens that moment when your income skyrockets, or probably you're a career woman and then for some reason you get a promotion and then you have higher income. That is the time you begin to see things that I think I need a new bed. I think I need a new this. So the goal of this is do not keep money in your command center account. Try as much as possible to make it lean and purposeful. Like I said, see it as a depot, like a receiving dock. Money comes in and it gets distributed to other sources. So the command center account, almost everybody have that account. You all have that spending account. So this account, most people already have it. So let's get into the second bank account. Now, the second bank account is what I call the Freedom Fund account. This is what is popularly known as your emergency fund. It's very important. Now, the emergency fund does not have to be something really high. It can be as little as $1,000 just to have there, just in case. Life always happens. Don't make the mistake that I made though. I didn't have any emergency fund saved up. And for some reason, when I got laid off from work, I was stuck. I struggled for a very long time. And also, when my dad fell sick, life always happened. Emergencies happen. Things that we never planned for happened. My dad fell sick and boom, I got into a whole lot of debt. I got laid off from work. I couldn't sustain myself anymore. So it's important that you have emergency fund. Now, emergency fund does not have to be that you pack so much money. This is how I usually train people to have emergency fund. So for example, your regular business profit is usually, let's say 10k months. And for some reason, you have a very good month and you have 15k months. Remove that 5,000 and move it into your emergency fund account. That is if you don't already have it right now. Move it into your freedom fund account. I call it the freedom fund because it actually funds your freedom. it gives you the ability to be able to make strategic decisions. For example, if you're in business and you want to be able to make certain changes, nothing is assured. And so sometimes when you're making all those kind of changes, it can have a ripple effect. They might not work out. So just to ensure that you have something to bank on just in case it doesn't work out, you have that saved up. And probably if you're in your career or you're doing something else, you have that saved up just in case. It's very important you start building that as soon as you have income coming in. Life always happens. It doesn't have to be that something bad will always happen. Sometimes business doesn't just work out. Sometimes you have a bad month. For example, I had a month where I had so much money. I thought so much money was going to come in. Client never paid. There were all sorts of issues and not a single dime came into my business that month. What was I going to do? So it's very important that you have a freedom fund account. Recommended 3 to 6 months. Ideally 12 months. Yes, 1 year. Especially if you're in business where things are very volatile as an entrepreneur. It's ideal you have at least 1 year of essential expenses, your housing, your mortgage, so that you do not get thrown out on the streets. So you can put it in a high yield savings account. The idea about the freedom from account, you don't put it into any investment that it will be very hard to get out when you need it. You don't put it into any investment that maybe when you need it, you lock it into an investment that you cannot be able to get out for the next 1 year or 2 years. No, you want it to be very liquid. So this is the account that allows people to leave their job that's draining you. It's the account that allows you to make changes in your business. It's the account that allows you to be able to quit your job and probably go and do your 9 to 5. It's the account that also allows you to walk away from a client that actually disrespects you. It's the client that allows you to make decisions from a place of power instead of panic. If you don't have this account saved up, you will be willing to take anything just because you want to survive. So this is the account that actually funds your freedom and that delivers you from the survivor mentality. Survivor is one of the first steps into wealth. So the freedom is not just a boring savings account. It's your financial backbone. So if you do not have any freedom fund account right now, this is what I usually recommend. Start with something small. And usually when you receive any extra funds, your bonus at your place of work, maybe business was good today, business was good this month, you have that extra income, that's not for you to be able to spend. Maintain your expenses and move the funds into your financial freedom fund account. So I want you right now, if you do not have that account, commit right now to having one. Go and open one right now. Even if you put $1 inside, have funds, maybe from your business profit every single month, go into this financial freedom fund account. At least if you're in business 12 months, if you are at your 9 to 5 job, or you have your career 6 months. So have your paycheck, have a particular amount of your paycheck every single month go into your financial freedom fund account. Is very important. I cannot emphasize it enough. Don't make a mistake that I did. The third bank account is what I call the future you fund account. Now, the future you fund account is to fund your future, right? Your investment account. Now, typically, I would say it's you investing in your Roth IRA, your brokerage account, and so on and so forth. But it goes way beyond that because usually most people are so in a hurry. What stock should I buy? Should I buy Microsoft? Should I buy Google? Calm down. The first investment you should make is investment in yourself. And if you do not have enough sufficient income right now, do not be after investing in stock. Yes, I'm a big believer in you starting to invest in little. If you have $20 a month, $25 a month, because investment usually have this compounding effect. And when you are investing, it's important that you have you understand what I call the principle of the tree or the mango tree, not just any tree. I'm using the word mango tree because basically where I grew up back home, we used to have a mango tree, and I literally saw the process of how that mango tree grew up. It didn't happen overnight. So this thing of wanting to invest today and by next year I want to reap 100-fold, it doesn't work like that. If you're going into investment, you're doing it for the long term. And so right now, you should be focusing on investing in yourself, because when you invest in yourself, you develop your skills. What happens is that you become so valuable, your income increases, and as such, it gives you much more investment option. And that way you are even able to see a much more better dividend for your investment. But whereby you are trying to jump from one stock to another, then you want to begin to reap 100-fold return in the next 6 months. It doesn't work that way. So invest in yourself, get better, learn that skill, build your income. I think that is basically what you should be focusing on. That is what you should be building at this particular point in time. You should not be focusing on other things, right? So while you're doing that, that's what the future fund account is for. You're an entrepreneur. You should not slack in what you're doing. you are a business owner, you should not slack. You should learn. You should always be learning. So even if in that fund account, it means you're getting books, you're getting coaching programs or things to be able to make yourself become more valuable or increase the revenue of your business or increase your net worth generally as an individual, it's important. That being said, while you are investing in yourself, you should also have little amount that you go into your regular brokerage account, like regular investment. So it should be two things. But like I said, one of the major things that you have to focus on building is to actually build yourself first of all. So that's basically what the future fund account is for. So the future fund account is basically for your future. You don't have to wait till you have enough to start funding yourself. If you feel like you have very little, then the little that you have, put it into investing in yourself so that it's going to have a ripple effect. It's going to increase your income, and that way you have enough space to be able to build all of this account. Then the fourth account is what I call the peace account. Now, the peace account is also called a sinking fund account. Now, it's basically where you save for things that are coming, especially taxes if you're in business. I cannot emphasize this enough. All of your revenue is not yours. Don't forget to pay Uncle Sam. So it's important that you put aside some amount of money that can be able to go into your business. All right. Now, go into your taxes to save. Things like also annual subscriptions. So if you are having softwares that you pay for annually to be able to save, make room for that. Also, car maintenance or machinery maintenance or any maintenance that does not happen. This is not your emergency fund account, please. It's for regular things that usually happen, like insurance and the likes. Also, charity also falls under this. So basically, these are things like irregular expenses that can actually derail your budget if it's not put into consideration. So I use that name peace account because it usually means that nothing would ever break your financial, and it keeps you out of debt for predictable expenses. Now, the fifth account is what I call the play account. Now, I've said you have the command center account, you have the future you account, you have the freedom from fund account, you have the peace account. Now you have what I call the play account. Yes, please take out time to spoil yourself. I know I said this, that you have to do this, invest in yourself, do all of that, but also investing in yourself means also taking care of yourself, giving you the permission to be able to have a guilt-free spending account. A percentage, no matter how small, spoil yourself, go for a massage, a new outfit, take yourself out for a dinner, travel, just do things. And really, those things usually have a ripple effect on yourself. When you have a wealth strategy, an account where you can spoil yourself, go buy that bag, buy that shoe. When you budget for pleasure, you stop making emotional decisions. And joy is not the enemy of wealth. Please take yourself out and spoil it. And so, listen, all of this account, I'm not saying, Joy, I just have very little income. How am I supposed to have all of this account at the same time? That's why I told you, give yourself between 6 months to 1 year. Now, in all of these accounts, if your income right now is less than 6 figures in US dollars for a year, it might be very difficult for you to be able to have all of this, put in this. But like I said, in as much as I encourage you to start small, no matter how little it is, there are some accounts that are much more important. Number one, usually almost everybody has that command center account because that's where you spend from. Also have a freedom fund account. That's very important because life will always test you. Set up that freedom fund account this week. If you haven't, set it up. That might be your high interest savings account. Ask your bank if you have a high interest savings account and transfer. Even if it's $10 a week, just transfer. If you have an extra bonus, don't forget, you have a tax return, you have a big profit in your business, let all of the money be. Now, in that freedom fund account, after you have the freedom fund account, then it's important that you now have the future you account. If your income is very less right now, forget about investing in stocks and all of that. I'm not saying it's not good, but invest in yourself to increase your income. When your income is increased, it's very easy for you to be able to make better investment decisions. Don't just go ahead and be investing blindly. If right now, at the end of the day, by the time you remove all your expenses, you barely have anything left, then you should be focused on building your skills so that you can be able to invest in yourself and then do proper investment. So most online banks usually would create multiple savings accounts with custom name. You can change the custom name. So you can put all these names that I said: command center account, future you account, freedom fund account, the peace account, and the spending accounts. Now, sometimes your income might not be able to allow for all of this. Like I said, if right now income, you are saying, look, Joy, my expenses are too much. Focus on how can I become a better person to be able to increase my income. That is your focus right now. Do not be so focused on what stock should I invest in. I'm going to do a proper video on stocks later, but for now, this is what you should focus on as a wealthy woman in business. Now, wealthy women do not just spend whatever enters into their account. This is the secret of the wealth. If you want to build wealth as a woman, for every dollar, before it even comes in, give it a name and a purpose, and you will see the way it's going to multiply. I want you right now to go ahead and save this video. Seriously, save it, because you will come back to it. Share this video with every woman who needs this, and subscribe, because I'm going to also be sharing more as time goes on. I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Peace out.